An annoying little Notebook LM update for you today. This is one of the constant problems with these AI tools at the moment, where you're trying to build processes, you're trying to build systems, and then everything's changing. Either a different AI becomes a better use for your particular use case, or the AI you're already using suddenly changes and doesn't work the same way it did anymore. So what am I talking about here? Well, I've been talking a lot lately, and for the last 6 months, testing rigorously this idea of AI arbitrage, where basically I'm combining the power of AI with paid ads to create really scalable funnels. Now, why is an SEO guy talking about paid ads and ebooks and funnels? Well, the aim is not to be the best SEO in the world, but to be a better business owner. And for that, you want a diversification of sources. Depending on your business, quite often it does still make sense to have a funnel and have a paid ads element to that. Because with Facebook ads, same as SEO, same as any other marketing channel, it does still take work. There's always this dream that often doesn't prove to be quite true. But there is a scalability with Facebook ads, where Facebook's got so many data points, it is really good at identifying who is most likely to buy from you, who are your key customers. Now, like I say, doing a huge amount of testing on this at the moment, but there's some really good insights coming through. You can see here, just looking at the last 7 days, on one of my funnels, I've spent £145, I've made £430. Another one I've spent just under £400, I've made just over £600. So ROAS between 1.5 and 3. So that's already a really good result. The primary aim of these funnels is not to make money on the front end, but it's all about growth, it's all about lead gen. If you can break even on the front end and pay for your ad cost, then you can scale infinite and things become really exciting. Now, part of the way I've been able to do that and test quicker, faster, more effectively is through AI arbitrage. And that's basically using AI to create value-driven, compelling products that are not just AI slop, but actually have genuine value, but they're simply reformatted and represented in new ways. And now one of those has been audio overviews from Notebook LM.
Welcome to the deep dive.
Now, this was a complete experiment, but Notebook LM is brilliant at sourcing huge amounts of data and referencing it effectively in a very condensed way that still leads with value. So I've been able to take all my transcripts, put those into Notebook LM, and then generate products for them. And the audio overview is one of my favorites. Yes, I could just go into 11 Labs and create my own podcast that's a bit more tailored, but Notebook LM just makes it so easy to just go straight in, provide some prompting about exactly what I want. So lead with value, keep it actionable. We want this to be a short, condensed, insightful version of this whole massive course. And the result is you get this fantastic conversation between two presenters where outside of our world, it's not really that easily detectable as AI generated. In this case, by prompting for long form, I was able to get 70 minutes of this conversation. So that is now a really valuable asset. It's taken huge amounts of my insights, my data, my experience, followed by prompts in terms of how we want to repackage that into a more accessible format and then condense that. But it's still an hour long. And the result of that, this was purely an experiment. I just put this into some of my funnels and it worked really well. Loads of people see the value in getting the same data presented in a different way. If it's an audio guide, you can listen to it whilst driving, at the gym, walking your dog. You're not paying a huge amount of money for it. So whether you bought the course or the ebook, just getting the same content repackaged in a different, more accessible format is a very natural upsell. So in one of my funnels, that's made $250. Only been testing this for a few days. Now if I switch over to another funnel, that one's made $135. So that's around $400 in revenue from a simple one-click process of just generating the audio overview. But then something happened. So now I've been working on my dental SEO materials, and now I go to audio overview, I go to customize, and I no longer have the length feature. It has disappeared. So we still get the prompting. I still tell it to focus on actionable value, keep it pitch free, and go for only the detailed insights that people actually, but we don't have this control of length anymore. So my first version came out at 17.5 minutes. I then went back and prompted it again, saying I want this to be long form, make it as long as you possibly can. And I could only get 20 minutes, just under 21 minutes. So that's a massive change in the Notebook LM product. That's really frustrating. I don't think that's going to affect my conversion rate too much. I could argue that 20 minutes of condensed actionable value is better than 70 minutes of ramble, but equally I already think those 70 minutes were really quite condensed. I've taken 8 hours of course content and put that into one simple overview. And so to get that into 20 minutes, I just don't think is going to happen. So hopefully this is just temporary. I'm not sure if they're testing or throttling. Of course, there are other ways of going about this. I can go into 11 Labs or something like that. But for now, that's really frustrating. And I think it really speaks to the value of how you've really got to take full advantage of these tools when what we're witnessing at the moment is this massive arms race where all these different AI companies are basically bankrolling you for market share. You've got all these VC-backed firms literally burning cash, giving away credits and tokens all over the place because they're all trying to undercut each other. So it's a huge opportunity right now because you're basically getting subsidized to do your own marketing. Using a lot of these AI tools, a lot of them are free or very cheap. Notebook LM, I've just got Pro, having got a paid Google Workspace subscription. That's less than $20 a month, and you get a load of other Gemini features with it. It's literally costing nothing to do a huge amount of work, where the underlying value of those tokens is so much. And in my case, that's made around $500 just playing around as a mere experiment. And remember, the aim here is not to make money on the front end, it's lead generation. And anyone who buys the upsells, who spends more money with you, who recognizes the value of that fast, actionable value, then they're going to be a much better customer long term, much more likely to upsell. So I feel this is a real warning sign that the gap is closing. So for that reason, I do recommend you get my AI Funnels ebook sooner rather than later, and you can get it absolutely free. If you use the code YouTube, you don't have to pay the $7. You'll get the whole ebook absolutely free. And this walks through my whole process of how I'm using AI to repurpose and repackage and then actually scale with paid ads. It's true AI arbitrage, where you're not just going into ChatGPT and knocking out whatever the source context came up with. This is specific prompting, specific tailoring to make your own knowledge and expertise go so much further and actually make you money. Obviously, there's lots more to learn in the course itself. Loads of failures and successes and things I've figured out. What is the true easy way to achieve this through 6 months of testing, so you can shortcut all of that. But a lot of that is in the ebook as well, and you can get it absolutely free by clicking the link below. So a huge amount of value there. Should be $37. We've reduced it to $7 for a limited time, but right now on YouTube, use code YouTube and you can get it for free.